Hi everyone, this is Noli with loopysheetcrochet.com and loopysheetcrochetblog.com. Today I'm going to show you how to do a half double crochet stitch. What I love about this stitch is that it's nice and neat and it gives you a little extra height so that your project will work up a little faster. For today's tutorial, we're going to start with just a simple chain 10. So pause your video so that you can chain 10 now. Okay, now that we've chained 10, for our turning chain for a half double crochet stitch, you're going to chain 2. So I'm going to do that right now. Now since we chained 2 for our turning chain, we're going to ignore those. We're going to work our half double crochet into the third chain from our hook. Okay, so yarn over, insert your hook into that third chain from your hook, yarn over and pull up a loop. Now you have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through all 3. You've just completed one half double crochet stitch. When you're learning any new stitch, what I love to do is use my stitch markers, and this just marks my first stitch so that I can identify it a little easier when I come back around, so that I make sure that I'm starting and ending where I need to. Okay, let's do another one. Yarn over, insert your hook into your stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop. You have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 3. Do it again. Yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3. Let's do another one. Yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3. Okay, you're going to continue this all the way to the end. When you get to the last stitch of your row, I want you to use your stitch marker to mark that stitch so that before we turn, you know where you're going to be starting your next row. Okay. Now since we started with the chain 10, you should end up with 10 half double crochets going across. So if you need to count them to make sure that you're doing it correctly, that is no problem at all. Okay, so I finished my 10 half double crochet stitches. I'm going to put in my stitch marker. Now remember, for a turning chain for a half double crochet stitch, you're going to chain 2. So I'm going to do that now, chain 2, and then turn your work. Now you see, you know exactly where to start since you put your stitch marker. So my first half double crochet stitch is going to go right where that stitch marker is. Yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 3. Don't forget to move your stitch marker. Once you learn this stitch a little better, you don't have to use your stitch markers, because you'll get used to knowing where to put your first stitch and where to put your last stitch. But when you're just learning, these things saved me so much time and frustration. Okay, so you're just going to keep working that across. You're going to end up with 10 half double crochets going across. If you have a hard time figuring out where to put your stitches, you can kind of pull your work apart and you see this space. Let me see if I can get the angle. You see that space right in there? It's underneath your V's. So that's where you're going to want to put your stitches. To see your V's, sometimes you have to rotate the work towards you a little bit so you can see them a little better. Okay, so we're going to work our half double crochets across. Yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3. Once you get the hang of this, it's almost like conducting an orchestra, how smooth the stitch is. It is one of my favorites because it gives you that little extra height, but it's also very therapeutic with its motion. My favorite stitch. Okay, so once we get to the end, we should have 10 half double crochet stitches. Look at how pretty that looks. Okay, and I'm going to show you how I finish off. All I'm going to do is I'm going to chain 1, And then I'm going to snip my yarn, and then I just pull that through and cinch it down. And you can remove your stitch markers. And that is the half double crochet stitch. Thanks so much for joining me and watching my videos. I have a few other videos out that show you how to work a back loop only, how to do the single crochet stitch, and then some awesome tips for beginners. You can find them on my YouTube channel. You can also find some free patterns that I have at loopysheetcrochetblog.com. And you can also find some patterns that I have for sale and some of my finished items at loopysheetcrochet.com. Thanks so much for joining me, and you can find me on Facebook and Instagram also. Take care.